What's up guys, RotoZap here, and today on a somewhat special video for PvP, I am doing a Dark Nova variation strategy for Balance Exalted PvP. So we're rocking very hybrid stats, we have a very strange strategy, and I really hope you guys enjoy the video today. So let's get into my gear. Let's start with the stats first, and then I'll go into my actual breakdown of it. So we've got 61 balance damage, which is pretty low actually. 40% damage to Shadow specifically, and 88% damage to, or I'm sorry, 88% resistance to Fire, Ice, and Balance. It comes from our ward pet, and 73 to all the other schools. So that's pretty high resistance for like a non-Jade, and having 60% damage still. We have 7 accuracy across the board with 17 specifically to balance. And we have very low crit rate, it's almost negligible, 25%. We have surprisingly 37% block rating. It really just comes from the Rockstar kicks in the Staff of the Voidstalker, but pretty high block rating actually. And 43% pierce to balance and 14% to shadow, and I'm saying the shadow ratings as well for a reason. Power pip chance is kind of bad, it's 93. I could do something to get this to max, but that would also make me give up some accuracy, and I don't really want to give up any more accuracy, so I think we're just going to keep this where it is. There's a lot of spells though in your deck that use 1 pip, so it's not that bad, but it's not the best either. So let's go into each of the gear pieces individually here. So Athame, we're using the Darkmoor Athame, Dual Daredevil Ring for 100, Jade Robe of Mystery actually for the robe. This is our deck. It's the craftable Darkmoor Castle one. Darkmoor Hat. This is my pet. I'm using a kind of a triple double ward setup with Balance Dealer. It's really good actually. Rockstar kicks, these are nice actually. I didn't realize that these even existed, to be honest, but I forgot that they did. But they're really nice for this particular strategy because they give, I think, either just the same or more resistance than the level 100 Jade boots, and on top of that they give damage, and it's universal damage, which is even better for our particular strategy. So they're really good. I like them. Staff of the Voidstalker for our wand, and finally our amulet is the Shane amulet. It's the one that gives 4 pierce and 4 resistance. The 4 pierce is kind of important, that's why I'm using the Shane one. But yeah, that's all I've got. Without further ado, let's get into the deck setup and talk about what exactly you're looking at here. So a lot of the cards are relatively typical. We've got shields, sunblocks, all that good stuff. But we're using Dark Nova. Okay. In a little explanation for how Dark Nova works, for people that might not be familiar with it, it is a shadow creature that costs 2 shadow pips and doesn't require any normal pips, and does 1600 damage after 2 rounds. Now, this spell has undergone some changes, right? Because it used to be after 3 rounds, and the damage used to vary depending on how many times you gave it something that it liked. But they actually buffed the spell, and now it just does a base of 1600 no matter what, and it goes off after 2 rounds, which is really nice. It turns this from being a completely unviable bad card to a possibly viable one. And the way that this works is basically you use the spell, and then it kind of like, it is literally like a shadow that hides behind you. And if you use a blade or a trap or a shadow spell, it likes it, and it'll give you buffs in return for that, as well as takedown backlash, and at the end of your second turn it will use itself as an attack. But keep in mind, you still get to use your attack for the turn as well. So for example, you can feint, and then after you use feint, Dark Nova immediately attacks. So like if you're first, very, very powerful combination, right? Because you take off the shield with something like Savage Paw, and then the following turn you feint, they can't do anything about the feint, and then Dark Nova goes off and they die. It's very, very powerful, from first at least. But going over Savage Paw real quick too, this is kind of like it's kind of how you're gonna get Dark Nova to do more damage and how you're gonna get through shields, because in the Jade version of this, because like Jades have been using Dark Nova for years now, it's nothing new for them, but they typically just shatter before they do the Dark Nova. But Balance has the option of using Savage Paw, which actually does damage as well as putting a blade on yourself, so it's pretty good. And that's kind of the general strategy here, is we're going to try and get our Dark Nova up, and we're going to hopefully Savage Paw into feint into a kill. That's the most optimal situation. We play a couple feints in here. We also have a potent trap just in case. You never know. But yeah, we've got a couple of these inside too, which you'll see. Now, of course, we do have a lot of traditional balance cards too, like Lore Master and Mana Burn. We play one Shrike and one Gaze of Fate because there are rare situations where you really want to use the Shadow Pips that you have individually as opposed to using both on Dark Nova. But for the sake of this video, I'm really trying not to do that. So here's the side deck. We have 3 random Dispels here. Life is a very powerful school at this level, so having a life dispel is actually kind of important to me. Ice, again, that's another really powerful school in this level range. You definitely want to have some way to deal with ice. Obviously rewarded to ice, but I mean, it's just not enough because ice is just so strong, especially if they're getting shadow pips. We also have a storm dispel because I don't know why, but this character is like a storm magnet. Like, I just get paired with so many storms for absolutely no reason. And when we're using our typical strategy, which is, you know, lore spam, that's not really a big deal because Balance has no problem dealing with storm typically, unless the storm wizard's getting like ridiculous amounts of shadow pips, but typically they don't have a problem with it. We play our bubble pops inside as well. A couple more of these Gaze of Fates just in case. Dark Pact is a very interesting spell. I don't know if we'll use it today, but it's cool for sure. It can take weaknesses off of you, and on top of that, it puts a 35% blade on you, which your Dark Nova is going to like. So if your opponent thinks that they're being cheeky by putting a weakness on you, and you're like, oh, hi, you can't attack now, well, you can just Dark Pact, and you can take off the weakness and put on a new blade. So, joke is on them. We also play a couple Fortify in the back here, because, again, you're going to want to be tanky. That's kind of the whole purpose of the strategy, is to survive long enough to chip them down with lore, and to finish it off with a Dark Nova. We also have some other heals and stuff. The feint, I said, in a couple stuns. But that's really all we got. I mean, like I said, the gist of the strategy is we're going to be chipping them down. We're going to be doing a little bit of damage here and there with lures, even though lures do a lot of damage. Even, like, we don't have any damage hardly, but the fact that we have 43 Pierce, a crit lore, unless someone is set to balance, still does like 1100 damage, which is nothing to scoff at. So we still do decent damage, which is, again, why I like this strategy so much, because we have really good resistance, and we have enough damage to still make an impact. So that's all I got. I'll see you guys in the very first match. Let's Dark Nova some people. Alright guys, we're back. So this might be the first match, it might be the second. I honestly don't know. I haven't quite decided if I want to even post the first one, because we didn't get to use Dark Nova, so kind of defeats the whole purpose of the video. But looks like we're going up against Ashley Ice Blossom. What a name. And we're chilling here. So I don't really have a whole lot in my opening hand. I'm not going to keep the Balance Blade. I hate to be that guy, but turn 1 lore? Like, why not? She has a lot more health than us, though. Definitely, if we're going to Dark Nova her, we got to chunk her down quite a bit before I can do that. Looks like she's probably going to go for the turn 1 shield, right? No. Interesting. So what she is not aware of is that we have 88 ice resist, which is kind of awful. But for this strategy, I think you really do need more tanky stats. Let's see if she's warded or not. Okay, she's not. It's unbelievable that we can get such high resistance and still do 1100 with a lore master. Like, that's wild to me. We're not really getting anything though. So I think I'm just gonna go for the infall. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the infall right now. She can't really do anything to us. She's probably just gonna go for a shield. Yeah, I would. That's a smart move on her part. We really do need the shadow pips though, so that we can get this Dark Nova strategy rolling, right? Okay. Ooh, stun blocks though. That is equally as important for this particular matchup. We definitely need to put up stun blocks, so that's what I'm gonna do. She's deciding to use an aura against us, which I'm not quite sure why. Maybe she forgot what school we are, but not really the move, Ashley. Not really the move. Ice cannot heal, so we're not going to use that. I guess we'll get rid of this. Get rid of this. Stun could be helpful. Single turn stun. Okay, I guess we'll get rid of the Nova here. Wow, we are not pulling anything whatsoever. Yeah, I guess we're gonna lure here. Not a fan. Oh, okay, never mind. We can't even stun anymore. Not a fan of this move, like, at all. This is actually, like, really bad. But I just don't want to pass, right? And we have enough hips, I feel like, that we can do this. What I'm really looking for next is kind of a mana burn. But we can throw away a lot of what we have in our hand now. Okay, ooh, we got the mana burn. So we can mana burn her right now, and it's going to do a really good amount of damage. And we're going to take away a lot of pips, too. So I think that's what I want to do. We'll keep an Availing in hand, just in case. But, no, definitely the play here is go for a mana burn. What is she doing? Ooh. Ice bubble, okay. Well, it sucks for her. We are mana burning her, and it's going to do a lot. I'm surprised it only did 1,000, to be honest, but we did get rid of quite a few of her pips. Okay, so we're really not pulling anything of value here. I don't want a Dark Pact right now. You know what? Honestly, I think we're going to go for our own Fortify here. We have 4 infalls in deck, too. I don't need to hang on to that, but... I'm going to go for my own brace right now. Wow, she is not stopping with the auras. That's wild. She just straight up doesn't care. Maybe she... I mean... Then again, though, if I was in her position, I still have yet to pull a bubble pop. So, like... I guess she has every reason to not care. Now, here's the thing. I kind of want to lure her, but, like, at the same time... Ooh, that's interesting. I'm just going to switch bubble. Again, okay, do not yell at me, please. I know that we're playing, like, a normal balance, like, like we're not doing anything special here. But, I mean, again, though, this is kind of just, like, a common... Oh, God, this is going to hurt. This is kind of just a common sense move. Like, I should change bubble. Like, I really, really should. Especially because she has an infallible up. Then again, though, I forgot we had 88 resistance to ice. That is wild. I'm kind of surprised it even did as much as it did. But, like, with the 2 weaknesses on it. But she might have good pierce. Hit ice for me real quick. Okay, they did equal damage, so she definitely doesn't have any extra balance resistance. So that's good to know. But we're chunking her down a little bit here. She still has 4.3k health, though, which is awful. Oh, we can't enchant anything right now, either. I'm thinking the move is we're just going to shield, and then probably after we shield, I'm either going to... Oh, actually, you know what? I want to dig right now. Okay, well, that didn't come up with anything. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say I really want to dig right now for like, oh Lord, she's going in. Yo, Ashley straight doesn't care. She's like, nah, fam. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna snow angel. Yo, Ashley just doesn't care. Okay, I can respect it a little bit, but this is kind of a wild move. But game, if you wouldn't mind, can you give me shadow pips again so that I can like Dark Nova? I promise I'll use them correctly this time. You know, I was a little frazzled the first time. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you can just hook me up real quick. I would bet my left kidney that she's going to shield right now. So, honestly, I'm thinking I'm just gonna availing. So, ooh, I don't have to give up a kidney. Cool. So yeah, no, I'm just gonna availing right here. This is really not doing any damage actually. I go back on my statement. Ashley, I do not respect this move. That was kind of trash for 8 pips, but oh, oh, we got a shadow pip. We're one away. We are one away. I'm excited because I really wanted. I really, really want to use it. So we took 1, 2. Okay, so we can shield this turn, and it's not a big deal. What is she going for? Sir? Oh, she literally packs Snowdrift. That is so toxic. I can't believe that. Oh. Something I didn't know about Snowdrift either until like somewhat recently is that you can't even use Snowdrift unless it's like physically in your hand, because I was thinking about packing that as like a TC or something, but you can't even do that. Like if you have it, if you have Snowdrift, it has to physically be in your hand, which means it has to be in your main deck. That's crazy. I don't see her playing any more than one though. If she does, she's actually wild and out here, but okay, what can I do? I want to have a bubble pop ready so that she doesn't screw me over with that again. Okay, this is stupid. I really don't want to use this, but I'm just gonna have to. Minion is shielding us like a god, so here comes bubble change. Yeah. The problem is I really can't like let this bubble stay up. Like that's not a good decision, but I really want to use Dark Nova. And I kind of want to use Dark Nova more than I want to win this game. So, yeah. But there we go. We've got set ice shield on now. That's great. So, we can use that. Minion. Oh, wait. We've got it. We have the 2 shadow pips. Okay. Sick. So, we need to find Dark Nova now. I want to put a brace up. Is that in the realm of possibility right now? Guess not. So I'm going to put on another tower shield here. This is going to stack with the other one just in case she tries to break the other one. What are you doing? Stop. Please stop. Like, you don't need the blade and all that nonsense. Like, it's not necessary. Oh, man. Okay, we need to find Dark Nova, like, now. But at the same time, I kind of need to heal, like, now. So, you know, a little bit of an issue here. I'm just going to heal. Because we really have to heal. I'm not having it. What is this? Yo, what is wrong with you? No, like, actually, what is wrong with you? Why are you so cancerous? Like, what did you think I was gonna do there? Oh my gosh, we're getting new pips too. Oh lord. Okay. That was so dumb. That was so dumb. Okay, I'm just gonna put up an infall and pretend like we're going to hit. We're not. We're not. Oh, wow. She's using another aura. Yo, this girl just does not care. She really doesn't. She's like, I don't care, bro. I'm using infall. You are not stopping me. It's fine. Fine. Have it your way at Burger King. Like, I don't care. Okay, so we need to find, like, we really, really need the bubble pop now. Because I'm not about to let her walk all over me with an overtime or something. Okay, I'm just going to go for the Nova at this point. I just don't care. Okay, so she's shielding. We're going into Nova. So don't even at me. Heck yeah, put up that blade real quick. Bop. So, our Clockwork Paladin here, he's putting up a mantle. He's putting in the work right now. He's, as soon as I say that, he does like the worst move physically possible. Okay. That's okay though, minion. I know you're trying your hardest out here. So we're gonna supernova her because again, I'm not having it. Yes, fizzle that. Take. No, no, no! I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. I said fizzle it too soon. Oh, nice. Okay, minions coming in absolute clutch here. So we're gonna Savage Paw her, and you guys are gonna sort of see how this spell works. Oh my lord. This is kind of awful, though. If she strikes, we are in so much trouble. Yeah, if she strikes, we're kind of screwed. Yeah, I mean... what's your boy supposed to do against that? You know what I'm saying? Yikes. Crit, please. Okay, never mind. Didn't need it. This should still do like 600, right? Yeah, 583. Okay. I have no idea how much this is going to do. We do have Infallible up. We do have the Pierce Blade. And we have a Balance Blade and a Shadow Blade. So, I mean, I don't know. How much are we going to hit for here? I don't think this spell can crit either. Hit him with that. Please be juicy damage. Oh, 3k. That's not really what we needed. Oh, God, and I'm taking... Okay, that wasn't too bad, but still. And if the minion wasn't, like, putting on constant mantles, you bet we would not be surviving this at all. Okay. Now I'm left with a predicament here. Because, like... Oof. So she is, like, 100% going to... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel like she's gonna go for... She fizzled again. No way. Oh, I hate to win because of luck, but like... Yeah, no, you're dead. Damn. I hate to win over luck, but like... Jeez. Okay. And we do have that. I think the judge in tandem with the minion should be enough to kill. Yeah, okay. Now this game's over. Because the first hit of this shouldn't kill since we're double shielded right now. Right? Because this is going to do good damage, don't get me wrong, but we do have 88% resist, so, like, don't even... Oh, God. 171 for 2 blades, a bubble, and strike. Oh, my God. And it did 1,800 on the minion. Yo. Yeah, no, she's coming out of strike now, isn't she? Oh, no, she's not. Okay, never mind. Yeah, no, with these two on... That's doing... 200 per round. Oh, savagery. Okay, I guess we won. I guess we somehow won. We really shouldn't have won, but we did. Uh, yeah, I mean, we, Jesus. All right, we won from second, but we really shouldn't have. If she didn't fizzle both of those, then we definitely would have died, but it's fine. I'll see you guys in the next match. All right, guys, we have our last match here. I am so done after that first one. Because we really, I mean, I shouldn't have won that, to be honest. And really, I think that because I've done testing with Dark Nova before, and honestly, going second is a huge problem for Dark Nova in every type of character that I've tested it with. Okay, so it looks like she's fire. We're just gonna get the minion out. Let's get real here. We're gonna get our Clockwork Mans out. But no, honestly, so I've played with Dark Nova a lot before because it's a strategy that I want to see work. It really is. But the issue is that it just struggles really hard going second. And of course you might argue with me in the comments or something that I'm not running it in the optimal fashion or that my stats really aren't what they should be for this strategy. Whoa, what are you doing? Why would you... What? Why would you blade in the... Oh, God. Okay. So it looks like we've got a real 200 IQ level player here. Anyway, if it sounds like I'm just done, I kind of am. But, I guess that being the case, I can just go over my general review of Dark Nova as a strategy, since it looks like this is going to be a relatively brainless match. But anyway, so the thing with Dark Nova is that I really wanted it to work, and I've played with it on my Jade Life before. I wanted to see if that would work for a 1v1. Same situation. It's really hard from second to make it work. If you're first, it's good. Like, it's really good. I'm probably actually going to put up a chart on the screen. Yeah, I'm probably going to do that. I'm going to put up a chart on the screen for you guys so you'll see it. I have this, theory about Jade versus normal hitting strategies and, where they lie on the... Am I nuts? Did she just use Triton? What is this game? God. Okay, no. What? So, okay. Anyway, I have this strategy about schools and just kind of strategies and how well they work from first versus second and how extreme it is for them to go first or second. So that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense, but let me explain. So a jade, a straight jade is... Oh my God, and she's fainting. Whoa. Anyway, no, sorry. So anyway, you have Jade, which is on the highest end of the spectrum for that. And that basically means you're very, very likely taking a loss from second. And if you're first, you're very likely winning. And you have, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, a more aggressive, traditional strategy. Okay, I need to get a tower shield up. I don't know what she's doing right now. But anyway, so yeah, and then you have on the other end of the spectrum the traditional, normal hitting strategies. And those are kind of pretty... your chances of winning of going first are, they're high, Anytime you go first, you're going to have an increased chance of winning. But even if you're going second, you still are not completely out of the race. You still have a very decent shot at coming out on top. But it looks like we got our Dark Nova strat here, so I'm just going to go for it because I feel like she's not the kind of person that knows what a shield is. So I'm just going to go for it, and hopefully we can pull Savage Paw in a feint or something. She straight up passed with She's straight passed with 2 mantles on her. As if we stunned her. Oh, Lord. So yeah, you guys can see kind of what the strategy is going to look like from first. Because we should be able to pull this off here without a hitch. But we just need to get, like, anything right now. Okay, so we did pull Savage Paw. Cool. Yeah, okay, so we did pull the Savage Paw, so we can just go for that right now. I wonder what she's going for here. It's not going to power whatever it is, but it was some kind of fire spell. So we're just going to Savage Paw her right here. We're going to reduce backlash on strike, and optimally, this is how you're going to be playing from first. So you're going to pull up Dark Nova, you're going to use Savage Paw to break any shields they have on, and then the following turn, you're going to feint. And the reason this works is because they actually can't do anything to protect against the feint if you're first. Now, I'm going to try and feint just because, you know, okay, there it is, cool. So I'm going to feint just because I don't think that she's going to shield, and she didn't. But, oh, okay, she's scimitariing. But this is a good example of what your max damage is typically going to be looking like, because you can't do anything to counter against the feint from first, because the way it plays out is I feint, and then before my turn technically ends, the Nova goes off. So if you're first, they literally cannot do anything to protect against the feint. And on top of that, we're going to be reducing backlash down to nothing because we're using a trap, and that's what he likes. So I think he also puts up another trap of his own. Interesting thing to note, though, notice that if it's your last round of Infallible, you can't do it with the Nova because it'll end. But see, he puts up a plus 25 trap, so we have our plus 40, our plus 25, our plus 10% piercing blade, plus 25, and the feint. This should do a very sizable amount of damage. 8,000. It did 8,000. Okay. And it looks like we're back up to 1700 rank, so that's cool. Wow, okay. So, I think I'm just gonna, instead of doing my typical outro where I just end it here, I'm just gonna talk about the strategy for a little bit. I already have, but just to kind of wrap up my thoughts on it. So, I think that Dark Nova is a very cool and unique strategy that you can do from first. It's very powerful from first. There is so little that your opponent can actually do to counter Dark Nova from first, because especially like Balance Wizards are cool. They have access to spells like Savage Paw where they might have a Tower Shield on and think that they're good, but I Savage Paw them. If they don't Tower Shield again that next turn, then I can just feint, and there's literally nothing that they can do to stop that. And if you do a Savage Paw into a feint, that means that the backlash is being reduced. That means that you're getting the plus 10% Pierce Blade and another trap from your Dark Nova. And the spell just has a base of 1600 damage. Like, it's pretty wild. So, it's a very good spell, I think. Definitely an underrated strategy for balance at Exalted. But like I said, you're going to struggle a little bit from second because it's kind of hard to do the whole feint combo thing unless, like, okay, here's the thing. If they don't have a shield on, like they're unprotected completely, or your minions hitting or something, you can stun them and then do the stun, and on the second turn of Nova feint, and then have an open feint. That works for sure. But generally, you're really not going to have the opportunity to max out your damage. And from what I've noticed, what you saw in that first game where we did, I think it was like 2.9k from second, I mean, that's typical, right? Because you're not really going to be able to get that feint up all that often, so you're going to be expecting to take the 10% backlash, and you're probably only going to have the 40% blade, the 10% pierce, and then the 25% blade from Savage Paw. Now, of course, if you do have infallible, you're going to be maxing out at around 3k-ish. If they have a lot of resist, 3k, but if they have relatively average resist, you're looking at about 3.3 to 3.5k. So anyway, that's really all I've got for you guys today. If you guys want to try out the strategy, like I said, here's my deck set up for it. Here's my, well, I guess the side is incomplete, but you saw that in the beginning of the video. You can always rewind. But that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you test out the strategy, tell me how you like it. If you have any suggestions for how you can improve this, like the way I have my gear set up or anything like that, let me know. But yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. But that's all I've got for you guys today. Rotozap out.